Hello, my name is Gabrielle Gonzalez. I am a PhD candidate at LSU HSC School of Public Health. I'm presenting my poster presentation, which is on body image shame, perceived behavioral control, social support, and eating behaviors among U.S. adults. I'm going to go into some background, the study purpose, methodology, results, and discussion. So binge eating affects 7.2 to 13% of the population, and this includes often 30% male, 49% female college students, and disordered eating can be prevalent in lesbian adults, women of older age, and Black women with obesity. Body image shame itself is a self-conscious emotion that stems from self-reflection, self-evaluation, which a person can negatively judge themselves based on their individual and outside perceptions of their physical appearance. It's much more severely connected to disordered eating than guilt or embarrassment, and it's very central to shame. For this study, I wanted to examine how body image shame, which includes internal and external body image shame, can influence our eating behaviors, and then investigate a potential mediating effect of perceived behavioral control. This entire project is based on theoretical foundation of the theory of planned behavior, and I specifically focused on attitudes and perceived control in my analyses. This study is mixed methods, although I will only be discussing the quantitative side of the study in this presentation. And this is a cross-sectional online survey that was delivered during 2025. The population is anyone that lives in the US, English speaking, over the age of 18, which is significant since most of these studies focus on adolescents or individuals that are very young and in college. And I also had a qualitative eligibility that they had to have taken the survey, and that study was all on middle-aged women. For recruitment, this was convenience and purposive sampling, so heavy on word of mouth, college campus outreach, social networks, social media engagement, flyers in the community. And so my main findings is that in the sample of 414 adults, 40% met the criteria for moderate to severe binge eating risk, which is substantially higher than many non-clinical samples. Mean body image shame scores were in the moderate to high range and exceeded levels reported in several prior studies. Notably, while over 60% of participants were classified as overweight or obese, binge eating risk was not solely explained by objective BMI. So these findings suggest that this is a very psychologically high-risk sample, and the weight alone is not going to capture the complexity of this eating-related distress. The body image was very strong, had strong positive correlations with loss of control over eating, emotional eating, eating concern, and perceived stress. Binge eating severity was most strongly associated with loss of control over eating, emotional eating, and it moderately associated with reduced perceived behavioral control. Notably, self-esteem was not significant, suggesting that global self-worth may be less relevant than eating-specific cognitive and emotional processes. And overall, binge eating risk appears to be embedded within a broader system of dysregulated eating stress and diminished perceived control. Across unadjusted and fully adjusted logistic regression models, body image shame remains significant and is an independent predictor of binge eating risk. In the fully adjusted model, the higher body image shame was associated with substantially greater odds of binge eating risk. So this indicates that body image shame operates above and beyond objective weight status and structural variables. Conceptually, this supports body image shame as a central psychological mechanism in binge eating risk. I also looked at the moderating role of perceived behavioral control. Individuals with high levels of perceived behavioral control had lower binge eating risk. So we're seeing that body image shame increases binge eating risk, but individuals who feel more control over their eating are buffered against this effect. And it is important to note disparities. Binge eating risk differed across demographic groups. Higher risk was observed among cisgender men, transgender participants, Black participants, individuals with lower income, uninsured participants, and those engaging in weight management behaviors. Experiences of weight-related teasing by friends, family, or strangers were also strongly associated with higher body image shame and greater binge eating risk. While some stratified analyses were limited by small sample sizes, but the overall findings suggest that structural and social vulnerabilities intersect with psychological factors to shape binge risk. And these are my references. If there are any other questions, you can reach out to me through the contact in my profile, and my email is ggonz4@lsuhsc.edu. Thank you.